Hey everyone, welcome. It's another 90 Day spinoff. The new show Hunt for Love. And this episode's entitled The Boy Who Fell in the Hot Tub. And that boy was Tim. Tim, he fell in the hot tub during his speed date with Jennifer. We pick up back where we left off, where some of the participants are doing speed dating, and the other set are learning how to flirt, doing Flirting 101. And yes, Tim did fall into that hot tub. He dreaded, he dreaded um spending the 2 minute date with Jennifer. There's lots of friction. That's his ex. There's no love between them. They both have the rumor mill going against each other. So he definitely did not want to get in that hot tub with her. So I think that's why he fell into the hot tub. Um, and Jennifer was definitely not happy either when it came to that. I think she basically got out of the hot tub. She had a few choice words to say, got out of the hot tub. She was just not going to participate with him in that 2 minutes. Plus, there's a secret about him that she's been spreading, and it's continuing to spread, especially by the end of this episode. Coach Tanya, she hosts the Flirting 101. Courtney says her pickup line, the only line she has is "buy me a drink." So we basically know where she meets men at. You have to diversify your meeting spots, Courtney. So we're doing a kind of a quick take. We're not going to go over every single detail. I'm going to try to pull out and highlight the things that kind of stood out, I'll say. Usman and Cassidy, they were next to flirt. Usman, he knows he can flirt. He just likes a reason to flirt. And this class says Flirting 101, so it's like giving him full permissions to do his flirting. But the group didn't think he was that good, actually, and they didn't like his song. And Courtney was a bit jealous of the song, going out to Cassidy instead of her. Usman and Courtney have this thing where they kind of like each other, they kind of don't. I don't know what they're doing. The coach says for Usman, he needs to start asking his date questions. That's one of his issues when it comes to flirting. Chad and Courtney's flirt, they did horribly. When Courtney actually got a chance to flirt, she said she was shaking. She giggled. Well, we saw it. She was shaking and giggling and kind of having a strange fit. And Chad had super long pauses. He looked like he wasn't even there. He was in another space. He was spacing out multiple times. He would ask one question and have no follow-up to her answer at all. And it was pretty much dead. Chad is probably the worst. They need to show more of Chad. He needs some work. Awkward speed daters. Now, the most awkward were Chantel and Tim. And Chantel said she was just so caught up in the fact that she kissed a girl the other day that she just could not focus on speed dating. And she's also like, I'm not sure I know I'm still attracted to men, but what am I now? I'm confused. So this was her distraction during the speed date. And Tim, to me, he was kept saying he was old, and he already was putting himself down on a lower level peg. And he's kind of like the sloth in one of those animated cartoons. Everything's kind of slow. And dude, you can work that slowness in a positive way. Don't just be like, I'm old. And he basically doomsdays himself, if I said that right. He doomsdayed himself before the get-go at the rip when he starts talking to these people, already saying he's old and just making it a negative thing. You can use your oldness to an advantage, sir. Your age, your maturity, your wisdom gives you a one-up on these little youngin' boys here. Come on, man. Give it an effort. Give it a try. Okay, so yeah. Again, like I said, when him and Jen hit that hot tub, he literally hit the hot tub because he fell in. It was done, and she got right out. Colt and Lexi, let's go back to the flirting. The flirting class, he is a very inappropriate flirter. He he just started talking about her tattoos and her piercings, and then he started talking about her body, and her body's a canvas. I'm like, this is not John Mayer's Your Body is a Wonderland. You're just talking to this person for the first time, the first flirt, and it's like he was just taking it too far, very inappropriate. And Alexi had to put him in his place. She's a sister. She had to put him in his place. Like, nah. She's like, step back, hold on now. Yeah, a little bit too much there. So I was glad she put him in his place, and she reset and let him start over. So she did put him in his place, but she was cool about saying, okay, you get another shot. And everybody don't feel that way, especially in the real dating world. Once the first time you lose, if you mess up on me, I'm done. But she gave him another shot. She was cool about it. So respect to Miss Lexi. She knew how to handle this situation. And Colt's like, I'm used to dating online, not in real time. You know, I can go to the bathroom and do all this in between and come up with my response. I mean, he's kind of right, because you don't have to text back right away. As many times I started to text something and I erased it. It's like, maybe that's not a good idea. I get where he's coming from, but come on, generations. I'm glad they have this class flirt 101, especially the younger generation. It's like, no, I mean, I was never like the flirt girl, and I was more of a wallflower, but I knew how to be around people in public spaces. It's like online is better just because it's easier and you can figure stuff out and you can portray yourself any way you want. We can't play those cheat games on here with this flirt 101. But he expresses that, you know, he's kind of trying to talk to Courtney on the low, because it's like he saw her being very awkward with Chad in her flirting 101 session. He's like, I totally relate to that. I feel she's genuine. I want to hook up with her. They kind of look like each other's type when I was looking at their past boos that they hooked up with. And both of them have different types. Like, they have like, they're into foreign people, and then they're into like people that are their culture and similar to them. So yeah, I could see something possibly could take place, but Usman, he won't have that. He doesn't want to let his little Courtney go, but he wants to play the field at the same time. Rob kind of wants to do that too. But anyway, let's get to Carlo and Tiffany at their after they did their flirt 101. It was so good. She loves his Spanish. He's like, oh, I'm learning Spanish. And then he kind of wows her with his Spanish. He had to act like he's learning, and I bet he's very fluent. Anyway, he did very well in impressing her, even though she was into who she calls him porn stash, Rocky. Carla was now kind of turning her head. So their little interaction leads to an actual date. As far as the speed daters, Elise and Rob, Jen and Rob, is kind of trying to be a love triangle there, back on the speed date front in the hot tub. And, you know, Elise continues her little flirt game. She said, like, Rob is the apple of her eye. No other man exists. There's a problem with that. But Rob's trying to, you know, settle things down with her, open the field, like, hey, I'm still trying to explore. So when he gets to Jen, he's like, you know, I've always been interested in Jen, so I'm opening that door up too. But a battle ensues, because after the speed date goes down, there's questions, you know, Rob, how did you rate everyone? And he basically rated all the women the same. Elise is very offended by this. She's gone bonkers. But she goes even more bonkers afterward. But Jen and Rob kind of hit it off. They have a high flirtation drive, I'll say. And they were talking about exotic places where they were romantic with someone or intimate. And, you know, Rob is like, this is the woman for me. She's saying all the right things. Okay, she's been intimate in exotic places. This is what the woman for you is about? Is that all she has to do? I think that you should up your quotations or your quota or your credentials for what you want in a woman, because sleeping with someone in exotic places. This is all men think about, honestly. This is the woman of my dreams. She slept with people on a mountain. Okay, anyway, the bottom for the speed daters are Chantel, Nikki, Jen, and Tim. And Chantel again admits she was feeling awkward. Jennifer says this must be rigged. Who put her at the bottom? But after all of that goes down, it's the after party. They're all at the bar. And again, this is when Elise goes mad. Elise does have some screws loose, I believe. She really starts to take Rob down. I think that Jen, she's basically hanging out with Cole at this point, and she's feeling him. But Rob's trying to sneak in there. But when he comes in and all the girls come in and they come in from the speed dating and the flirting and they all get together, she just goes off on Rob saying, basically, you just wanted to sleep with me and have me as your girl in the dark, your side piece. I'm just saying stuff because she's basically just lost it, and like she's the only woman that he needs to be looking at, and it's only day 2 of this retreat. And Chantel says, she takes him to the side, takes Rob to the side, says basically she's just upset because you didn't sleep with her and all of this. And she's like, well, I'm supposed to be rated higher than the other women because of that kiss, and we talked all night and all that, and you told me to come to your place and sleep with you. He's like, no, I said hang out. Where's the receipts at? I don't know. I would like to see some receipts, but I feel like Rob can be that guy that kind of plays on women. But in this instance, he looked like a deer in headlights. He was freaked out. And I think in a way it's kind of like that's what you get. You let that girl pressure herself onto you, and now you look like you're the one that's messed up, but she's really the one that's a mess, and she's messing with everyone's mind, messing with your mind. If somebody come onto you too strong, male or female, this is like a cautionary tale to just back up. And I know when it's the guy culture is like, hey, if a woman comes on to me, I'm gonna look like I'm not man enough. I'm gonna look like I'm not man enough if I don't take this beautiful woman's advances. So I'm gonna just let her do something, right? I don't think he slept with her. Well, who knows? But I don't think so. As far as what she's saying, it sounds like he wanted to sleep with her. But Chantel's like, no, she's just upset that he didn't take the bait and he didn't like one night stand her right then and there the other night. Also, she may have a point, but I just think Elise has some huge problems. And Chantel says, Rob, just take it as a red flag and basically you dodged a bullet. But did he? Once he kissed her, she was like his forever. It was like Love Potion number 9. Old Sandra Bullock movie. Check it out. Courtney's being her wing woman, saying you should have put her first, blah, blah. I don't know. Like, Courtney should really stay out of this situation because she doesn't know how loose Elise's screws are unless she's in a similar mental state. And then Elise tries to explain herself after the fact. I should have thought before I spoke, but I'm a real lovable, beautiful person. Well, you don't seem like it. You seem like you need some help, young lady. I think you need to get some help. I'm praying for you. And then there's like the whole Usman, Courtney, and Colt thing where now Colt is trying to get in the middle of Usman's and Courtney's thing, and Courtney wanted Usman so bad now she's not sure if she wants him because Usman's trying to lock her down really fast too. Hasn't been so touchy-feely like Elise, but he's trying to lock her down. I'm like, why don't you guys meet other people? I've seen people do this where they just attach to that one person and just hang on for dear life. I think on some level it's out of fear because maybe they don't want to be rejected and they don't want to be rejected by all the other people. So once they find someone they can attach to, they'll just hold on to them so that they won't have any chance of being rejected. And I think it's just a sad state of being. It's like it's a lifeboat and you're gonna rescue them and save them, and you're their only hope. And come on, you're here on this retreat to meet people. You're here on this retreat to learn how to be a better dater. Go out there and learn how to be a better dater. All right, guys, so that's basically the main tea on this episode of Hunt for Love. And I'm just gonna work on like pulling out the most interesting parts and points that come out. And yes, I'm sorry for the alerts. So it looks like Cole, Jen, and Rob, that's going to be a love triangle there. We got the Usman, Colt, and Courtney. There's another triangle there. And then we have that wild card, Elise, that can just pop up at any time. Then we have the Tim and Jennifer hate-a-thon, where they're going to spread dirt and rumors about each other. And as this episode ends, Usman tells Courtney about Tim's little secret. What do they call? What does she call him? A cuckold? I feel like I'm saying a bad word, but I think it's a term for a guy that likes to watch his woman with other men, which is what Jen told Rob and Usman, and the word is now spreading, and it's going to continue to spread into the next episode. But if you guys know what the heck that word is and you have a better defined definition, please let me know. I'm out of this scene and out of the circle because I don't fully get that. I've never been that deep into the scene, honestly. I've always been on the outskirts. That's just the person that I've been my whole life. But anyway, if you guys want to hear more my thoughts, Irene, faith, love, and trends on those topics there, let me know. I'll keep listening, subscribe. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Yes, comment below or email me at cbiztv@yahoo.com. That's cbiztv@yahoo.com. Hop onto our other platforms at cbiztvmedia.com where you can hear more. Thanks, guys, for listening, and all the best. Talk to you next time. God bless.